Cup Series and his roller coaster career is finally reaching the peak, putting an exclamation point on a near perfect season. Mark Truex Jr.
The 2010s in NASCAR had some major moments for the sport. The introduction of the Gen 6 car, the win-and-you're-in playoff formats, and also several key on-track moments such as Kurt Busch winning his first Daytona 500, Austin Dillon taking the number 3 back to victory lane in the Coke 600, and Ryan Blaney picking up his first win and the 99th career win for Wood Brothers at the time. Note how all of those were in 2017. While these were major moments, they are not the single most important moment in my opinion. That came on November 19th at Homestead Miami Speedway, with a title fight that goes down to the wire and several faces leaving the sport. I'm Ben, and this is Runnin Retro.
Truex Jr. gets his third win of the season at his home racetrack. Gotta go with Jarrett going for 2 in a row. Matt Kenseth leads it. Jarrett looks low. No. Kenseth to win it. Jarrett.
Here comes Danica. And bam. Drop kicks it.
Victories all season long.
To understand the importance of the moment, we need to look at the two different parts. First, let's take a look back on those who are leaving the sport today, and those are some big names and some big faces throughout the series. While she may have had a lackluster career often mired by horrifying wrecks and melancholy runs, we all have to admit that Danica Patrick did make an impact on the sport. She was a face for women and minorities to tune in week and week out. Her time in IndyCar was stout, including her only career win at Twin Ring Motegi. 2010 saw her transition to stock cars with an incredible ARCA debut at Daytona. After that, though, it became a few melancholy runs with a few flashes in the pan, such as Montreal in 2012.
And then here comes Danica. And bam, drop kicks it.
And leading laps and winning the pole for the 2013 Daytona 500. Fast forward to 2017, and she announces her retirement from full-time competition at the close of the 2017 season. Patrick, however, would only make it 143 laps in the event after a crash with Kasey Kahne would abruptly end her night and put her 37th on the field. It wasn't the total end, though. In January 2018, she announced she would be participating with GoDaddy in the Danica Double, a 2-race deal for the Daytona 500 and the 2018 Indianapolis 500. Sadly, the results weren't as great as she had hoped, with a 35th place in Daytona and a 30th and a hard crash in the Indy 500. Since then, she has done some things, including being part of F1 broadcasts. Next is a man who needs no introduction. Matt Kenseth was an elder statesman of the sport come 2017, a champion and a Hall of Famer too. Kenseth was a strong opponent, racking up 39 wins heading into the 2017 finale throughout his career. However, time is catching up with this veteran of the series, as driving for Team Toyota has some drawbacks and the pipeline of up-and-coming drivers has caused a log jam. After a sudden and unexpected retirement announcement from Carl Edwards, things in the Toyota stable got a little weird. It was confirmed mid-2017 season that Eric Jones would be hopping ship from Furniture Row and heading to the famed number 20 car at Gibbs, pushing out the elder statesman Kenseth. As the season started to draw to a close, Kenseth spoke to the media at Texas with just 3 races left in the 2017 season, announcing that he planned to retire if he wasn't able to find a full-time ride. This looked to be it, but he wasn't going down without a fight. At the second-to-last race of the season at Phoenix, he pulled off a major upset and took home a very emotional final career win. Kenseth, going into the finale weekend, enjoys the celebration, and being the quiet competitor he was, brings the car home in one piece with a top 10 and 8th. Even as everyone celebrated the end of their season and other retirements, Kenseth just sat on the pit wall and took what he believed to be his final post-race interview, just calm and quiet, away from all the extravagant events. After the season concludes, though, we're all quick to see Kenseth again. In 2018, Jack Roush taps the veteran on the back to drive the number 6 car to help revitalize the team, splitting the seat with then Trevor Bayne at the time. Then, in 2020, Kenseth would fill in for 32 races with Chip Ganassi Racing in the number 42 car with Larson suspension. While there were some better moments, both seasons and starts were forgettable at best. That being said, Kenseth was always a threat on track. The 2017 season finale was a fitting end at the time for the driver. I feel redundant explaining the role Dale Jr. had in this race and on the sport as a whole. Earnhardt would wrap up a Hall of Fame career on this night in November. A storied 17-year career in NASCAR's top division would end with 26 career wins, 149 top fives, and 260 top tens, as well as a two-time Xfinity Series champion. Dale Earnhardt Jr. would go on to have an active career in the sport past his retirement, continuing to run Junior Motorsports that just won the Drivers' Championship with Justin Allgaier, doing his podcast, The Dale Jr. Download, doing one-off events in the Xfinity Series here and there, and also being part of the NBC booth until now, where he's going to be part of the TNT Prime Series booths. Junior would bring home his number 88 Chevrolet 25th that night, and after parking the car on pit road, Earnhardt hugged his crew, team members, and close friend Rick Hendrick, and he pulled out a cooler of beer and just hung out and had a good time. What a legend. Now, let's look at the actual championship battle itself here, because that's the meat and potatoes of this story. 4 guys fighting for one championship. 3 have all won before. 1 is looking for his first. Brad Keselowski, Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch, and Martin Truex Jr. These are the 4 men in the finals of 2017, and they all have a right to be here. The 2012 champion, Keselowski, is looking to relight some of the magic from that year. Since his championship season, he's come up with best 5th in points in 2014. He's had an up-and-down time since 2012, though, with points finishes of 7th, 14th, and 15th. In 2017, he's clearly the longest shot of the 4 finalists, but he's there, though, and that's what matters at the end of the day. He'd only end up leading 1 lap, though, and finishing 7th. Fellow championship contender Kevin Harvick also had somewhat of a quiet year, with only 2 wins, 14 top 5s, and an average finish of 11.1, though, in 2017. He's someone gunning hard for that second title after leaving Richard Childress Racing in 2013. He showed his stuff by winning the championship next year, though. Since then, he's finished 2nd and 8th in the title fight. He's been a dominant force to reckon with over the past few seasons. Heck, he would end up making part of the Big 3 next year with him and 2 other drivers. It was a valiant effort that night, but Harvick would only end up 4th at the line. Now we have our 2 main heavyweight contenders. The final 2 fighting for the NASCAR crown are Kyle Busch and Martin Truex Jr. Both have had interesting seasons. Looking at Busch, he's had a slow start to the season overall. His first win didn't come until July at Pocono. However, once he gets that metaphorical monkey off of his back, he came to life, taking the win at Bristol and then 3 playoff races at New Hampshire, Dover, and Martinsville. He's got a lot of momentum heading into Homestead. 5 wins, 13 top 5s, and 21 top 10s heading into the finale. Then there's his main competition, Truex Jr., a journeyman of sorts. Truex is now in his 3rd year at Fernando Racing, but this is not the Fernando Racing of old days. This is a monster of a team. Going into Homestead, they have 7 wins, the most of anyone all season. This isn't a fluke, though. They've been dominating races and getting stage points left and right. This, finally, brings us to the race itself. Believe it or not, none of these 4 guys led the most laps tonight, though. That honor goes to Kyle Larson. The race only had 5 cautions, including Danica's wreck off turn 2, ending her day. This is what Homestead is known for, though. Good, multi-groove, hard racing. Fast forward, it's now 50 laps to go. Truex has now gotten by Kyle Busch for the lead, and the 2 have been close all race long. They're clearly the 2 contenders. Then, just 10 laps later, the game changer comes. A caution flies for Kurt Busch, spinning out 4 with a left rear flat. All this racing, all day, all year, comes down to a 34-lap run. Truex and his Furniture Road team hold the lead off pit road, with Harvick taking 2nd and Kyle Busch 3rd. What ensues then is, in my opinion, the most important 34 laps in the past decade. All of these moving storylines now coming together. Drivers and their influence on the sport leaving. Guys fighting for the title. A season-long duel coming down to just 34 green flag laps. Truex held the lead early in the run. During this time, though, Busch is caught back behind Joey Logano in 3rd and just trying to find a way around. All the while, Harvick is stalking the 78. Just trying to find a way to catch him, but he just can't get there. Then, after getting by Logano, Kyle Busch hits his afterburners. He's a man on a mission. With 18 laps to go, he blows by Harvick for 2nd. He's closing fast. The 78 car has struggled on the long run all day, but has still been one of the best cars. Then with 10 to go, Busch has gotten close, but still just can't find a way to get around the 78. All the while, Kyle Larson now shows back up and has caught the 18. Busch is there on the closing laps. Just one slip by the 78 and it's over. All 3, Larson, Busch, and Truex, all giving everything they have on this November night to try and win a race, and in some cases win the championship. And now we're going to throw it up to the booth and Rick Allen to wrap it up.
Truex Jr. is the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series champion.
That's it. It's over. An all-out brawl of 34 laps, a season-long battle, and the career of a few legends in motorsports. It's all ended here, in a stellar finish with Truex taking home his only career title. This is why this race, and this checkered flag, is one of the most important moments in NASCAR history. I'm Ben, and this has been Runnin' Retro.
Got a little scuff here and there. We ran into Truex on the back straightaway because we high-fived him with our race car. And proud of him, man. What a story for Martin. I love it. I mean, we're retired and Martin wins the championship. That's a storybook.